So, a long time ago, there's a story that says the Great Spirit was going to destroy the earth. The Great Spirit was going to destroy the earth because the people weren't having gratitude for the things that they were given. When the Great Spirit looked around the earth, he saw that the people weren't putting tobacco on the ground anymore. They were taking everything for granted. They were going around and they were like vacuums, and they were just taking everything. They were taking everything without thinking about the consequences of what they were doing, and only thinking about personal gain and what was good for them. And so the Great Spirit looked at this as maybe a mistake, that he had to do a redo. And so the Great Spirit decided maybe he was going to end the earth. But then Wabashki Benesi, the great white bird, that's the Thunderbird, came to the Great Spirit and talked to the Great Spirit and said, wait, there's still people out there that are having gratitude for the things that they were given. There's still people that care. There's still people that leave an offering or say thank you or think about the things they're taking from the earth. They think about how they're treating each other. There's still people out there doing this work. And so the Great Spirit listened to what the Thunderbird had to say and said, okay, I won't destroy the earth, but you have to fly around the earth and oversee the people. You can never land. And so then it became that the Thunderbird circled around the earth, keeping an eye on the people to make sure that they were still having gratitude for the things that they were given. And the Great Spirit told that Thunderbird, the day that you land is the day that I know that the people aren't putting tobacco on the ground. They're not having gratitude for all of these things that I gave them. And so the day that you land will be the end of the earth as we know it. And so that's when the Thunderbird became the bird that never lands. And so in Ojibwe stories and culture, they sing songs to Wabashki Benesi, the great white bird, the Thunderbird. And they're saying, keep flying because we care. Because we still are grateful for this wonderful gift that we have to live on this earth, and all of the plants, all of the animals, all of the blessings that we receive from this earth, and all of the abundance that we receive from this earth. And we're grateful for each other. And so there's many, many, many songs that the Ojibwe people sing to the Thunderbird. And they just say, keep flying, Wabashki Benesi, keep flying. And so that story, something that I think about a lot is gratitude. And that we do that in this society. We just take things. I don't even think we realize it. We just go around like big vacuums, and we get into this addiction to where it seems like the more things that we acquire, that somehow that's where our happiness is going to come from. And the other day, I was, just yesterday, I went to one of our areas that we have a sweat lodge out, about 20 miles from here out in the country. And we had an ice storm recently, and one of the trees that was one of our altar trees from a sweat lodge that isn't even there anymore. We moved the sweat lodge over to another spot. But this was an altar tree that started off as a little piece of willow that we put into the ground. And we actually cut a branch, put it in there as the altar, and it re-rooted just from being in the earth. And it grew up, and this was about 25 years ago. We put that little altar tree that was just small, little tiny. And now it's this big giant tree, but it fell over in the ice storm. so the owners of the property, we talked about having me come and assess the situation and maybe cut it down or something, and or prop it up, figure out what we were going to do. And so I was looking at it, and I called a couple other people that pour sweat lodges out there, some other people that I know, and asked them their thoughts on it too. And we decided that it was time to take that tree's life. And you know, sometimes I know we do that, we don't even think about it, but this tree had so much history, so much meaning, so many sweat lodges, so many prayer ties and prayer robes were hung on this tree over the years, and people's sacred belongings set on that altar underneath that tree while we would have our sweat lodges. I might even lost my wedding ring there once, and I know that Musham, our grandpa Max, he left his wedding ring there once too. Anyway, it's got so many memories, and so it came time that I had to cut that tree down, and I almost just went about my business and just cut it down. And then I looked, and there was still one red flag tied on it, and maybe someone tied that when they saw that it was leaning over onto the building that was next to it. And that red flag reminded me to stop a second and not just get caught up in doing the work, but think about it. And I really felt the history of that tree. Really felt that I was actually taking a life, you know. And I couldn't do it without first saying thank you for all the memories and for being there in all those ceremonies with us. And this tree was now, it was just once a little branch, and now it was a big tree with a big stump about this big. And so I had to stop, and I had to say thank you and slow down a little bit and leave an offering. And, you know, and then its life will continue in other ways. Willow is interesting like that because you can take a branch and you can actually replant that, and that tree could actually make many lives now, you know, so that's a beautiful thing. Just wanted to say that. And then after, at the end, it was just about dark, sunset, and I sang 4 songs before I left the land, just to give honor to the tree that gave us so many years of its life as an altar for us. So that's just a reminder of gratitude. And now I'll just play some music for you, and hope you think about that when you're going about your life, to slow down a little bit and say thank you, even if it's just in your mind and if it's in your heart, for all the things that we take, you know. And when we go to the grocery store, that's an easy way to forget what it is that we're buying or what it is that we're taking, and we do it in such an unconscious way. But everything comes from somewhere. These are lives, whether they're plant lives or animal lives, and we use them, and all of the things that we use on this earth. So I'll leave it there, and I'll play some more music.